This is Tom Albright with AVNation with an InfoComm 2018 special. What we're doing is we are previewing InfoComm 2018, talking with the exhibitors that are bringing their wares, their software, and their gear to Las Vegas, June 6th through the 8th. With me today is David Fuller. David is from QSC. Welcome, sir.
Hi, Tim. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you. You guys have had quite a remarkable, 3 or 4 years. It was a year and a half ago at ISC that you introduced the server.
Yes,
before that,
cool.
even talking about control systems, and now we have cameras and all sorts of stuff. You've got some announcements as well happening next week. But before I forget, North Hall 634, N634.
Yes.
Very, very conveniently located next to Cisco, and the reason I say that is because you guys are getting more and more into the network, so very apropos there.
Well, and it is very deliberately located.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to make a statement to the entire industry that we're taking the meeting space technologies very, very seriously.
Well, yeah, and like I said, you released several products over the last couple of years specifically for that. So let's kind of get into this. If I'm walking through the North Hall and I come upon the QSC booth, what am I going to find when I walk through those halls?
Yeah, great question. You're going to see that we're taking control very seriously.
Okay.
So at the show, we're introducing different elements of control. Firstly, in-room control. And as part of that, we have our new 3rd generation touchscreen controllers for wall mount or for tabletop. In addition to that, we're also introducing the block controller. And this is a very unique way to do scripting for controlling third-party devices. It allows you to, rather than typing syntax, you can actually drag and drop blocks of commands.
So you're talking about the actual software, not a touch panel product. Okay.
That's the software. Okay. Yes, it's called the block controller. We're very, very excited about this because it completely revolutionizes the way you do programming to control third-party devices. So that's the in-room control element. The other thing we'll be introducing is QSYS Reflect, which is a cloud-based RMM, remote management and monitoring. And that's also very exciting. It means that you can have multiple cores located around the globe in different multi-sites, and then you can monitor them from a single location.
All right, something else you guys are we're recording this on May 31st. You guys are announcing something even ahead of InfoComm. That is a new line of amplifiers that are kind of geared around the multi-zones. Right. Explain, folks, what makes this different than maybe a previous QSC amplifier.
So that's very interesting. So we're actually launching more than amplifiers. We're launching a complete holistic catalog of business music solutions. We're calling this our premium business music solution catalog. So this includes amplifiers that are multi-channel in a 1RU form factor, as well as a DSP fixed architecture zone mixer with wall controllers, and to accompany that, we also have our background music speakers, which are surface mount, ceiling mount, and pendant mounted subwoofer satellite systems.
So talk for a second about ceiling mounted subwoofers, because
Yes.
I am of an age where subwoofers belonged on the ground. Right, subwoofers belong on the ground and back behind the sofa, or if it was in a installed environment somewhere in the corner somewhere. If you were putting it in a auditorium somewhere, or a classroom, or in a business meeting. So what is the difference between designing and installing a system that has a subwoofer ceiling hung versus more on the ground?
Oh, look, we have to take a lot of considerations. For instance, a pendant ceiling speaker is hanging in free space, so there's no coupling occurring whatsoever. So we have to design it with extra cubic volume to get a little bit more output from that, versus a ceiling subwoofer, which is actually mounted in a 2-pi environment. So it's coupling with the entire ceiling boundary. So we get a lot of free bass by putting it in the ceiling, in the same way you do by putting it on the floor. Now, I will say that these subwoofers are not designed for concert sound reproduction. Obviously, they're designed for background music reinforcement. But this kind of plays into our whole philosophy of foreground versus background. Yeah. For foreground music, you're playing at a volume that's above the ambient volume. The audience noise, the rustling and people talking. So your ear is very sensitive to all frequencies at louder volumes. When you play background music, such as in a restaurant or a coffee shop or a retail store, in those situations, you're playing at a volume that's typically below the ambient volume. And in those situations, your ear becomes less sensitive to bass. And that's why having a sub-satellite system actually helps. It compensates for that loss in sensitivity.
Very interesting. All right, so we've got Control. We have the new remote management system.
Yes.
It's something else that we were talking about. Oh, good Lord, I think it was back at ISE. And that is your guys' drive towards virtualized, I guess the best way to put this, but virtualized DSP and virtualized control. Are we going to see some more of that at Infocom?
Not at this stage. I mean, that's always the holy grail, of course. If you can do anything in VM, then the level of acceptance with the IT world is much greater, and it's something that probably every manufacturer is probably driving towards. I would say with the QSYS platform, we're probably closer than anybody because we are based on the Intel platform. All of our processing is done in software, not in hardware. So a good question, but I don't have an answer for you at this stage.
Fine. That's fine. All right. If somebody is not going to the show, again, Infocom 2018 is June 6th through the 8th. But if they're not going to Las Vegas next week and they want to keep up with everything that QSC is going to be bringing, how can they do that?
So go to our website. That would be QSC.com and bear with me 1 second here. QSC.com/Infocom 2018. That's one word, Infocom 2018. You can also follow us on Facebook, that's QSC Systems, or on Twitter at QSC. If you want to come to our demo room, which is very focused on the business music solutions, then you can register to get first in at the demo room, and that's at the website. If you want to learn more about our control products and our in-room solutions for meeting spaces, that's at our booth.
All right, very good. David Fuller from QSC, I appreciate your time. My name is Tim Albright. For more information about us, and you can follow along as we also go to Las Vegas next week. Bring you everything from Infocom 2018. Go by the website. That is AVNation.tv, AVNation.tv.